Energized Show, up the Irish.
Okay, what's going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of Energized, brought to you by Forged Irish Stout and Our Kings Competitions. Ross,
are you intoxicated or something?
Introduce the guest, man.
Today we are bringing you everyone's favorite Lockran brother. It's the one and only. It's the stallion. It's Tiarnan Loughran. Tiarnan, how are you doing?
All good, boys. All good. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Can't complain.
Zero complaints, Ross.
Zero complaints. It was Barry's birthday yesterday, so shout out to the Basmo. 48, never looking better.
48, looking 49 though.
Yeah,
48 and absolutely damn.
Yeah, the stress of this podcast. I'm looking 49 and a half these days. But Tiarnan, this is your show. Welcome to the show, bud. Looking good.
Yes, boys. Thank you. Cheers.
Tiarnan, last time we spoke to you, since then you've gone 1-0 as a professional. Now you have your second fight lined up. You're fighting in LFL this time out. What made you sign a fight deal with LFL, and how much are you looking forward to it?
I'll be honest, what probably made me sign the deal with LFL was I remember in February, I was supposed to fight on Cage Conflict. I was supposed to fight an Italian, and on fight week, I was really hard camp. Like a pretty hard camp, your normal fight camps, and he pulled out like 3 days before it with just a real lame excuse, just a real shit excuse. I think he said he got pulled at the airport or something, just something really stupid. And I said to Shandos, like, because I remember Caolan went through all this, he went through all those stages with the regional shows just by his pun. I was like, I just thought I cannot be bored of that. And then LFL, I'm not sure, either LFL texted me or we went to them. I actually can't even remember. But LFL just came about, and I thought, why not? I thought it was a great experience. They offered us a 3-fight deal. They said they were going to build me. So, yeah, it just seemed perfect. And I'm glad I've done it, definitely.
Yeah. For the people just tuning in now, Tiarnan, it will be back in action on the 25th of August. It's on a Sunday. Tiarnan, you mentioned that LFL Levels Fight League are going to plan on building you. Like, what sort of vision did they give you?
I don't know. They did say that. I'm sure it's more so between them and Shando, to be honest. Like I haven't spoke to LFL. But they have plans. Like they've took one guy. I'm not sure who it was, but I'm sure they got one guy on the Contender Series. And I think that's kind of their promotion. Like they have links to the Contender Series. Mm-hmm. But hey, I'm not sure. Like I'm only signed to 3 fights. I'll look at my options after 3 fights. If Cage Wars is the way to go, I'll go Cage Wars. If somewhere else is the way to go, I'll go that way. I'll have to see what Pat and Shando says. So I'm not going to sit here and say I want to be LFL champion, because it simply probably would not. Like, I don't know. I'll just have to see what happens. But for now, I think it's just absolutely perfect. Like, I cannot wait for next week. Like, don't get me wrong. If I was fighting on, say, one of the Irish regional shows, that would be good. Like, but just the thought of flying to Amsterdam to fight a Russian, fight somebody flying as well. So it seems professional. It feels like you are a professional MMA fighter, and that's what I love about it.
No, well, one thing's for sure, we're definitely looking forward to seeing you compete, aren't we, Ross?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and look, we've seen Andreas Binder fight there before. We've seen Kaelin fight there before. They do have an Irish link there. Andrew Cordova, I think that's how you say his name. Really nice guy. I've met him before in person a few times, and he's heavily involved in promotion as well. So it's a great show. Like they really do pull out all the stops. They've even had the likes of Stefan Struve commentating on it. So I think Dutch MMA has needed a promotion a long time out, and it's a really, really good one. It's really well put together. Like, it's a really well run show, and like, what's most important to fans probably is it looks really good on TV as well. Like, even the way they kit out the fighters and the gloves, etc. So look, I'm all here for it. I think it's a great place to start your career on the European scene, and I think that they do good matchmaking as well. So Tiarnan, I think it's a great place for you. I actually think last time we were talking, after we finished recording, when the juicy stuff comes in, you actually said, I think it's going to be LFL next. And look,
that last show was an absolute shit show, Ross, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
just when you say Stefan Struve, when he was there, I swear to God, we were sitting the last show, and I forgot that Stefan Struve was going to be there. And he is the biggest man I've ever seen in my life. He was standing, and he knew Caolan. So he knew Caolan from the scene, probably, obviously. Him and Caolan were standing having a conversation. And it was honestly the funniest looking thing I've ever seen in my life. Caolan was literally to the man's hip. There's no chance he could have even heard him. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Perfect height for the takedown, though, no?
Yeah. Oh, easily. If things had broke out, he would straight underneath.
Who would win in the fight? 2 Lockrans or 1 Struve?
Is that even a question, man? Is that even a question?
Okay,
Struve all day, baby.
Struve all day.
Okay, 2 Lockrans and a
Struve all
Paul
day.
Hughes.
He holds the two of us off as if it's 2 jabs. Just keeps poking them out. We can't get past us. The range.
Literally could teep you from the other side of the cage, that fella.
Literally. Teeps Caolan, he's away. It's 1-on-1. That's how that fight would go.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, Tiarnan, last time out, you had your brother Caolan in your corner and you had Paul Hughes. Who's going to be in your corner this time?
It's going to be Pat and Shando this time. Last time was it was just a bit awkward because Jared Burns was on the same night as me. And obviously, Jared's very, very far in his pro career too. And he got his fight before me. So they had their flights and all booked. So they were saying to me, like, how they were, like, basically sorry and all this. But I completely understood. Like, they had that booked. And Jared is in a really big situation in Brave. So, a really big position in Brave. So,
yeah.
But no, Pat and Shanda are going to be here this time. But Caolan's also going to be there. Caolan's going to help me cut the weight and stuff. And then Pat and Shando, they're not going to make it to the Sunday, because we have a lot of guys out in Akuma on the Saturday. So, yeah, they're going to be here the Sunday to corner me.
Yeah, shout out to Jared Burns. He's going to be fighting on Brave FC in Tenerife on the 19th of October. I'm sure Pat and Shanda will be packing the sun cream for that one as well, won't they, Ross?
Yeah, absolutely. I think as well for that, I think he needs to get in a title shot there ASAP as well. I think he's proved it in his fights that he is one of the top flyweights they have there. Also, be interested if Mokiev goes back to Brave, and that's what that's looking like. So that'll be an interesting scrap between those two. I'll be here for it anyway. I
heard things have changed there, haven't they?
Potentially. I think he's gonna have to fight one fight elsewhere. I feel like that's his penance. He has to go off, fight somewhere else, and then he can come back.
Yeah.
So I think he has to serve a sentence of fighting outside the UFC and then to come back. I think he said the last I saw is he said he's only willing to sign a contract with the promotion as long as they have a release clause that if the UFC want him back, he can leave straight away. So that's what he's. Yeah, well, it depends. Like I suppose out of fighters who are now free agents, he's probably the biggest free agent in the world at the moment, really. So it might not be the sexiest name to some people, but I suppose Brave are big in the Middle East, and obviously Mokiev would be a big name in the Middle East. So could be a match made in heaven there. One thing I do have to ask you about your last time out on LFL. Obviously, Paul Hughes just signed for Bellator at the time.
Bellator, were you going to say?
PFL at the time, which was huge news at the time, and Caolan was fresh off a fight as well. The two boys went out for a few pints now the night before. Now did that have any effect the next day?
Absolutely not. You know what it was? I actually like that. So the night before all my fights, I'll always be in the bar. I obviously won't be drinking.
What?
I wouldn't be drinking, but I swear to God, I like
the buzz.
I would hate to be sitting in my fucking hotel room. I don't know. I wouldn't get nervous anyway. But why would you not be out in Amsterdam? I said, boys, fucking take a pint. Next thing they took a pint. Next thing they took 2 pints. Things got a bit out of hand. So then I hit the road.
Straight to the red light.
They might have. Hey, the red light might have got a touch. I'm not too sure. They didn't give me the full information. But I think they had some nights crack now. But they had some weekends crack. Because I tell you, the next day after the fight, fuck me, boys. It was unreal. Amsterdam is some city, boys.
Yeah, it's some crack. Who's better on the session, Kaelin Lockran or Paul Hughes?
That's a good question. I've only done the session once with Paul. Me and Caolan have had some mighty rips now. We've had some good crack, so I don't know. I don't know who to go for that one.
Oh, come on.
Where's the
you said
loyalty,
that.
man? Where's the loyalty, man?
Where's the loyalty to Paul Hughes?
Yeah, I'll give it
Yeah,
a
your
Hughes. I
teammate.
don't know. Many more to come. I need to do a few more. See
Well,
where we're at.
teammates are thicker than blood, man.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Thicker than brothers. That's true.
Yeah. No, it's unbelievable scenes, but great to have Pat and Chano there. Obviously, you've been at FAI a little while now. How have you found it there, and how is the training going there? And is it nice to be back settled at home?
It's unreal. I'm absolutely loving it. Obviously, there's days that, not that you don't want to do it, but there's days that you are fucked and you're thinking, I could probably use a rest, but like, just the I don't know, the energy in fighting together at the minute. Like you enjoy going to the gym. It's not that it's always like it's tough rounds. We train so hard, but just with the energy in the gym, it's a good place to be. It's a good environment. So no, boys, I couldn't be happier. Going into next week, I feel we sparred yesterday, so I had probably my last hard spar yesterday. We done a lot of rounds, and it was, I would say it was the best I've sparred all year. Felt really good. So no, going into this fight, I'm feeling I'm confident I'll get this Russian out of here.
And who's in the sparring rounds at the moment? Which turn?
Who did I spar yesterday? I didn't get sparring Paul. Now who was I sparring? I was sparring James Slavin. Big
Title
James
fight coming up in
Hughes.
a Caolan.
Yeah, Slavin's flying. Slavin is flying and training really hard.
I wouldn't say very many amateur fights left in his career, would it? Would you say so? Say he must be turning pro soon enough.
I would say not, but I'm not 100% sure. It'll obviously be down to Pat and Shando, but I have to think he's probably ready to make that move soon now. He's a very experienced amateur, like.
He must be about nearly 15 fights or so. So
yeah, I think he does. He's nearly 14, 15 fights. No, he's experienced now, and plus he's racking up the belts. Once you're racking up the belts, that's the time to go, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Who else have you been sparring?
Big James Hughes. I was sparring Owen Oliver, who's Owen is wild good, technically brilliant. Been sparring Corey McLaughlin, Scott Harvey, high level rounds in Fight Academy all the time. Like it's always, you never get an easy round. Never get an easy round.
Yeah, you obviously had more bodies in FAI than you did over in Team Caolan. Yeah.
I would say so. Definitely. The amount of bodies in our gym at the minute is absolutely crazy. Yeah, you have your pick of different styles. Like any style you want in the gym. Say you're fighting a southpaw, you probably have about 3 or 4 in Fight Academy. Or say you're fighting, I don't know, a boxing style wrestler. You'll be able to find them from somewhere. I mean, there's the selection's unbelievable. Like.
Yeah, there's definitely lots of different shapes and sizes, and definitely lots of different skill sets. Tell us, what do you know about this guy, Kalev or Kalev? I'm not too sure how you say it. But what do you know about him, Tiarnan, going into this fight?
Spartak.
Spartak Kalev.
I'm gonna call him Spartak. I know absolutely nothing about him. Do you know what it is? The more we've got to the fight, the closer I've got to the fight, the closer I'm thinking like, this guy could be really dangerous. This guy could actually be really good for all I know. I know watching his first... I've watched the fight that he won. I think he won. He's 1-1. I haven't made it to the end actually that much, but I've watched that fight a few times. But hey, it was 2.5 years ago. And ever since that, he's been in Tiger Muay Thai training, I heard. So he's probably going to be a completely different fighter. So no, I couldn't have possibly trained harder. Like I have trained. You can probably see my face. I'm a bit like not drained, but I have put everything into this fight camp. I've been going for about 10 weeks now. Now I'm just ready to relax and perform. And I cannot wait until it's fight week. I can nearly rest, and I know there's only I just have to be my best now on Sunday night. I only have to do one unbelievable performance on Sunday night, and I love the thought of that. So no, I'm ready to go, ready to beat Spartak, anyway.
Yeah, just another question here, and I'm moving to FAI. like obviously Team Caolan has a big name, and then you come over, and then all the lads are going to want to test themselves against you. How long do you think it took you to really like sort of fit in and feel part of the FAI team?
I don't know. I think, like, not to sound arrogant in any way, but I think I got like on my first day there, I gave it absolutely everything. Like, I was like, I want to go in here because I not that I like I planned to move to Fight Academy, but I didn't actually like tell them that. I just told them I was coming to train. I didn't say I'm definitely moving to Fight Academy. I was like, I'll come train. I was like, I wanted to go and nearly prove myself. So I'll not say that I done it my first session, not at all. But I'd say after about a month or 6 weeks, they probably knew, all right, he's here every day.
He's not leaving.
He's not leaving. This guy's not going to leave, so we may as well invest a wee bit of time in him. Maybe that's what they were thinking. But as far as them knowing that a bit more work rate and that I'm willing to basically do what the coaches say, I would say I got that pretty quick. Like, but I'm not sure. You probably have to ask Pat and Shadow. Maybe they thought I was a lazy cunt. I don't know.
No, doubt that. Because you also come with the name, whether that's a benefit or a hindrance, who knows? You know what I mean? Because I suppose you Lockran bros have opened your mouth a few times along the way, so you'd have to wonder, was there a preconception of you? But I've always said to anyone who goes, what are those Lockran brothers? I go, I'm telling you now, if you're face to face with them and you're having the chats with them, they're actually two of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. But you know what I mean? They're part of the fight game, and they're good at talking it up when they need to.
They started it. Whoever you're talking about, or what bit of shit talk you're thinking of, I guarantee they started. We never started. It always comes from them.
Sure. What's called Luke Shanks is still slating Kaelin.
I know, he's fucking Shanks. You'd be badly worried about Shanks.
Yeah, but Tiarnan, we also have to ask you, for the people tuning in, like Kaelin is after coming off a loss at UFC Manchester. Have you been like you've obviously talked to him since, like how's he doing, and like what did you make of the overall fight against Jake Hadley?
Yeah, I think he's look, there's nothing worse than losing in MMA. It's I've been there. I know what it's like. It's hard to know what to say to someone, even if you have been there. There's nothing you can say. I think he's struggling. Not struggling, but I think he's struggling to shake it. Like, he's obviously upset about the loss, but what do you do? Like, he just has to get back at it. He's talking about now he's going to get back to training. He got a bit of an injury in the fight. I'll let him talk about that himself. Not that that's a reason, an excuse for losing, but he hasn't been back training yet because of the injury. But I think he's just gonna have to suck it up and go again. Hey, it's part of the sport, isn't it?
Yeah, I think from watching the fight itself, like, it's not like he was like absolutely outclassed or smashed. You know what I mean? I felt like it was very bull and matador, and I felt like, you know, each round was nearly a mirror of the next, if you know what I mean. Like, Kaelin basically chased him around that sort of etching of the octagon, and then they traded shots back and forth, you know what I mean? And I think Hadley got, and I only think just slightly the better on the counter punching side of things, and that was sort of how it went. It was like, I'm sure, because I think a lot of people don't realize, and like I haven't done it myself, but like, I'm sure, Tiarnan, you've been there. When you're in the fight, you can think it's actually going differently than to when someone's watching the fight. Like, when you're throwing your shots and he's throwing his shots, if you feel like his shots don't really hurt you and you feel like your shots are maybe landing heavier, that's not always what it looks like from the outside as well. So it's very hard to, you know, in a very close fight, those fine margins, it's very hard to be like, did I get that round? Did he get that round? And like, I think one of the judges, or maybe two of the judges, were 30-27, or another was 29-28, but like, each round was like really close. Like, it wasn't like Hadley smoked him in any of the rounds. They were all like, it was a really tit for tat fight.
No, it was. You know what it was? I actually think Hadley, when I watched it back a few times, Hadley performed really well. I think that's the best. That's the best I'd nearly ever seen Hadley. He fought the way he probably needed to fight. If he had engaged if he had stood in front of Caolan, he had went for went for takedowns, and he just moved. And Hadley Hadley performed well. I think Caolan will admit he probably didn't perform at his best. And that's it. Fighting is so down to the night. Like, I have absolutely no doubt if you throw Caolan and Hadley in the gym, like that could go 7 times Caolan, 3 times to Hadley. The results would vary, but it can just, on fight night, it's just a different place. Who shows up, who's feeling better on that day. So it's tough one from the take now, but just have to go and get better, I suppose.
Yeah, it's just all part of the journey.
Yeah, it really is.
All part of the journey here. Yeah.
And like I don't think like his stock really took a massive hit. I don't think people are going to be like, oh, he's worse or anything like that. I think like people could see that like it was such a narrow defeat that like, geez, those margins can be made up very, very quickly. If they were to fight again, like it could easily, the tables could reverse very quickly, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah, 100%, definitely.
Look, shout out to Kaelin because I'm sure he'll be watching, and we wish you the best, and hopefully that injury heals up soon because there's nothing we love more than a Kaelin Lockran fight week. Also,
he'll be back.
Also, shout out to him because again, like that's his second time out of 3 where he's had an opponent change on short notice, which is not really nice for him as well. Because I know he's actually quite methodical in his planning. That like he's getting ready for an opponent and like he's fighting a certain style, and then it changed on him last minute, and it's happened to him twice now. So like that's not ideal either for him.
Not at all. Like even Ramon Tavares, Tavares was there for the taking, and then you get somebody like Hadley. Like I actually trained with Hadley when I was in Renegades. Wild nice guy. But Hadley from the cage rush. We didn't actually go like. We didn't actually train like he was a bit injured or something. I can't remember, but he's Hadley's high level. Like he's proven that he is. Like I think it was a lot tougher fight than Tavares, and even Caolan's first fight. It went from your man to Lapalus, like the same thing. So he just hasn't had much luck yet. But hey, hopefully that'll change and a bit more in the next one.
Exactly. Tiarnan, sorry, you're obviously back on the 25th on LFL. How many more times? Oh, but before we go into that, you're also making a vlog series in the build up to this fight. How did that come about?
I don't know. It's always something I want to do. It's always something I want to do. Just nearly, it's nearly for myself to look back on. Like those were the fucking days. I guarantee when you're like, I don't know, but I'll look back at this when I'm 35 or 40 and watch them vlogs and be like, they were fucking deadly. But it was like, I don't know, just a way to promote myself, and boys and the more experienced boys in the gym and more experienced boys in MMA were at me to do it. A few of my sponsors, like experienced businessmen, nearly were at me to do it. So I was thinking, why not? I may as well give it a go, and I think they're going all right. Like,
they're cool. Make sure people tune in now. Make sure to check them out because it's always good when the Irish fighters are putting out these like behind the scenes stuff. Because as MMA fans, you want to see the stuff, and long may it continue. Tiarnan, as I was going to say, you're fighting on the 25th. How many more times do you want to get out this year?
I would say this one and one more would probably do me. You know what it was? Like, I was supposed to fight in February, and obviously the fight fell through. As I was saying at the start of the show, the fight fell through. So that was a training camp. And then I fought it was April, wasn't it? April or May? I can't remember. I think that last fight was April. So that was 2 fights, and then this is the third. So this is the third training camp in 6 months. So like, although I haven't been active fighting, I've been active in the gym. So I would say probably one more would do me, to be honest. If I got out again in November, hey, I would be 3-0 at 23 years old. I'm exactly where I want to be. Could be 4-0 if I get out again next February. Say I would be 4-0 by 23 years old. So I think you're absolutely flying. Keep gaining experience, keep winning, keep getting better.
And staying energized.
And staying energized, man. That's the main thing.
You better believe it. You better believe it. Look, Tiarnan, I'm not gonna lie. I'm really excited to see a fight on the show. I think it's like I said before, LFL. They put on a great show. I think it's a great platform. I think it's a great platform for you as well. Also, one thing that I always find interesting is, as far as I'm aware, you're going to be the only Irish person fighting on the card. Is that something that also makes you more excited as well? Because nearly all of Irish MMA are going to be watching that card just for you, as opposed to sometimes when you're on a card with 6 or 7 other Irish people. You know what I mean? Like, you're sharing so much of the limelight, if that makes sense. But, you know what I mean? You're on a weekend where I don't think any other Irish MMA fighters are on. You're the only pro fighter on that weekend. Is that something that you've even thought about? Or is that something that, like, while you're with LFL, because, you know, you're getting that extra spotlight?
Yeah. Who better? Who better to take the weekend away than me, I suppose? Not it. But no,
The Stallion.
I never really thought of that, to be honest. But no, it'll be good. It'll be good. Hopefully, everyone tunes in. Look, at my last hard spar, as I said there, my last hard spar on Sunday, and I felt really good. Everything just kind of came together. I feel just through training with Shando, training with Pat, different coaches. I've had different people in this camp, kind of. Feeling high level at MMA at the minute. Certainly too high level I made it for Spartak. So I think I'm going to take this man out next Sunday. That's the plan, anyway.
That's the headline. Lockran Spartak.
Fucking right. Ireland versus Russia once again. Let's go.
And Tiarnan will be doing selfies. A Cage Conflict 14 on November the 2nd, Ross.
Yeah, you better believe it. That's a big Cage Conflict show coming up as well. So shout out to the lads up there. Who knows? You might even be doing guest commentary. You never know with Pat and Shando.
Fuck the show. You boys are doing selfies. The show will sell out now. That'll be it.
No, I said you'll be doing selfies.
You're doing
I'll be doing selfies. All right.
Yeah.
Even better. Five
selfies.
5 selfies. That's it.
Yeah,
so
£100 each.
Yeah, Tiarnan, you better get practicing them selfies, man.
Yeah. I went to Cage Conflict there. We went to Cage Conflict there, and there was the bar behind us, you know. And it turned out the Guinness and the Devonish is actually very, very good. Sitting front row at Cage Conflict, I ended up fucking blind. I think I had about 6. We were sitting there the whole time. It was deadly. The Guinness were just going.
Yeah, but like that's what you should be drinking.
So
Forge.
I'll
It
make
makes
up
your
the
eyesight better.
What?
Forge Irish Stout makes your eyesight better, man. I'm telling you. After 10 points, you could.
Yeah.
Like, it gets even better, doesn't it, Ross?
Yeah.
Yeah, you miss out. We'll bring the cans this time. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. You bring the cans, boys. We'll set front row.
Okay, we'll bring the cans. You bring the selfies, right? It'd be magic.
Yeah. I'll bring money.
And then Pack can bring the trunk full of cash in that Bentley that he drives around.
Yeah. Perfect.
Tiarnan, is there anything else you want to say to the Stallion fans that are going to be tuning in and watching you compete on Sunday, the 25th?
I fucking tune in next Sunday. I'm coming to knock this. I'm coming to knock this Russian out. I've been sparring this style. This guy's gonna come and try and take me down. I love that. I can stand strong base and let the fucking shots go. I'm coming to take this man's head off. Like, because at the end of the day, I know what he's gonna come to do. And I can't wait for it. I'm looking forward to the scrambles. Let's see what he has. Like, I would love him to fucking go for some deadly techniques. I would love that. Hopefully it's high level as fuck. But I'm coming to knock the man out anyway. So yeah. And if anyone wants a weekend in Amsterdam, fucking come on ahead.
If levels are listening, they can bring us over, can't they, Ross?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And there's levels to this game.
They're definitely listening
on the Stallions level.
They're definitely listening.
Not even close.
Tiernan's the biggest star on the show.
Yeah.
Right.
What's called that? It's gonna be a fantastic show. I look forward to see you getting your hand raised. And I like that you have 3 fights with promotion, because then they can actually help actually build you, and they can get you one of those lovely LFL belts. Those LFL belts are nice. So I think one will look good around your waist, Tiarnan.
Yeah. I haven't actually seen it yet. We'll have to see what happens.
Andreas Binder won.
I'd take it. Hey, I have one more fight on my deal after this, so if they want to offer me the belt, I'll take it.
Yeah, there we go. That's what we want to see.
Okay.
Quickest round an LFL belt in history.
Yeah, and who's counting? Tiarnan, Tiarnan, right. So thanks a million for your time. Roll on.
Yeah.
August 25th in Amsterdam. Going to be a mad scene over there, and we'll let you get on with the rest of your day, bud.
Energized Show, up the Irish.
So Ross, that was Tiarnan Loughran.
Yeah, man, the Lockrans, they bring it every time, inside and outside the cage. Always love having them on. Great character. Seems to be really excelling in Fight Academy Ireland as well. So shout out to the lads up there. Can't wait to see him on LFL. And like you said, Baz, and like we said in the show, He's the only Irishman flying the flag there.
Yeah, but no, I wanted to ask you as well. Remember the time we did the face-off between Tiarnan Loughran and Max Lally, and then they were saying the winner will get the Energized glasses. Like in the last 5 to 10 years, I know that's a long time. Like, where would you rank that fight amongst Irish amateur MMA?
I think top 3 of all time easy. Like, I think to the current generation, probably the best and the biggest. It was such a high level fight. The build up to the fight was massive, and the fight itself was like, you could easily have said pound for pound 1 and 2 in the country at the amateur level.
Yeah, what a night that was as well. Shout out Cage Conflict. Ross, there is a big UFC main event going on this weekend at UFC 305.
The battle for Africa.
The battle for Africa. Israel Adesanya is back, and he's taking on Dricus du Plessis in the main event for the middleweight title. Ross, what do you make of this fight, and who do you expect to win the title?
Yeah, well, a lot of people are saying, Adesanya doesn't deserve a title shot. It should have been a Strickland rematch because Strickland lost split decision, and Adesanya is coming off a loss. But for me, I think the fight makes money. The fight makes sense. I'm happy to watch it. I actually think Dricus is going to win. I actually think come fight night, I'm not too sure what the odds are now, but I think Adesanya will be the favourite come fight night. But I think Dricus is going to win. I think he's riding a massive wave of momentum. As the saying goes, you get 30% better when you become champion. I think that self-belief hits an all-time high. And I think Dricus is a hard man to beat, and he hasn't lost in a very long time. I think Robert Soldich was the last man to beat him, and I think Dricus du Plessis will leave Australia with his hand raised.
How do you think he gets it done?
I wouldn't be surprised if he won by sort of a late stoppage, but I also think could be one of those 48-47 decisions. I think it could be close, to be honest. What about you, Basmo?
I think so many times I backed against Adesanya to win, and then he won. And then
the one time you picked him was against Strickland.
The one time I was like, he's definitely winning this fight against Strickland, and then he loses. Although no, actually, I thought he was going to lose when he beat Pereira then that time as well. So, but there's just something about Adesanya, maybe because he's gone away and he most recently lost. But there's just something about him when someone comes back, you remember the good times.
Yeah,
and
it's very hard to recapture a belt, though. It really is.
Yeah,
very few come back and actually win a belt back.
I thought for some reason, because I never want to agree with you, I'm just gonna have to pick Israel Adesanya to win.
I disown you,
but I actually don't think he can win. I don't think he'll win by knockout though, and I actually don't think he'll win by decision. No, I don't think he'll win by decision either. And he's definitely not. No, it's gonna have to be DQ, man. I don't know how he's I'm he's gonna win, but he's not gonna do any no proper way of doing it.
The king of Africa, Dricus du Plessis.
I think I just talked myself into saying Dricus is gonna win. Jeez, that's a long way around it.
Looks like there's a #1 contender fight for the flyweight. Steve Urksic, everyone's favorite Novak Djokovic lookalike, is back against Koikar France. I think Steve Urksic sold me on the hype when he fought Pantoja. I thought he looked really good in that Pantoja fight. A lot of people thought he beat Pantoja. I'm going to pick him to beat Koikar France.
Yeah, I'd agree. I don't think Koikar France is actually that great at all.
And Djokovic just won the Olympics, so that's obviously going to inspire Urksic as well. Am I wrong in saying that lookalike, or am I right?
This is meant to be a serious show, man. Oh my god!
We'll do a poll. Does Steve Urksic look like Novak Djokovic? Yes.
He looks more like Steve Carell, no?
You know what? That could be the Energized poll. Who does he look more like?
Also, Matthias Gamrot is taking on Dan Hooker.
This should be Dan Hooker drew a very short straw here. I think Gamrot's gonna absolute steamroll him, and I really like Dan Hooker. He's such a lovable character, but one thing you can say about him, he doesn't take the easy fights anyway.
No. He doesn't.
Well,
He doesn't want easy fights.
Yeah, but you have to think Gamrot's going to win this one, no?
I'd go with Gamrot as well on this one. Then in the heavyweight division, Tai Tuivasa taking on Jairzinho Rosenstrike. Both lads definitely need a win, and both lads are definitely going to bang. But the thing is, who will lift the shoey at the end of the fight, Ross?
Well, I just hope Bam Bam wins because number one, I want to see the shoey, but like that's where my loyalty lies.
What's going to be in it? Oh, if Tai Tuivasa wins, are you going to do a
shoey
forged
prime?
No, a forged shoey.
Yeah, well, the force lads needs to be over there, but yeah, let's go for it.
To be honest, looking at the rest of the card, there's nothing actually really that standoutish. People were recently giving out about the UFC cards not actually being that great these days. Well, in your humble opinion, Ross, what do you actually make of those accusations against the UFC?
Look, like, are the cards like some of the ones in the Apex? Are they absolutely stars? So that no, they're not. But like, you have to sort of choose and pick whether do you want a UFC event on every weekend or do you want 20 on a year that are stacked. Like, yes, the 20 that are on a stacked is awesome, but like the same people who give out saying the cards aren't stacked are the same people saying that, like, why haven't you signed this person to the UFC? Why haven't you signed that person to the UFC? What's called your fighters are treated terribly. Like, they have to get X amount of fighters to fight. Not all fighters are superstars. They have to be given the opportunity to fight to become a superstar. So, like, the same people who sort of giving out are the same ones who are giving out that the fighters aren't being treated well enough and aren't getting enough money. Well, they need to fight to get paid. So, like, there's swings and roundabouts to it.
That was very well said. And also, people were also saying like UFC 299 was a great card, 300 was a great card, 301 was a great card. And like we have the.
No, I think 301 was the slated card, wasn't it? That was a Brazilian.
Oh, sorry, it was. Yeah, I take that back.
That was your mate Steve Urzik.
Steve Carell. Yeah, but then like there's also fights after being announced. Like there's few like the Sean O'Malley's taking on Marab, UFC 306, and then it's Topuria against Max Holloway. That's 308. 308, yeah, it wasn't 307, it's 308, yeah. But no, there's plenty more coming up in the near future. And,
I say Bilal's going to headline 307. You know that?
Is that in Abu Dhabi?
No, it's in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, that actually suit him. That suit him with the high altitude. Like he's...
Yeah, but I think Leon would have been probably slated to fight there because that's where he won the belt against Kamaru in the first time.
That is where he won the belt.
Yeah.
Ross,
so like it was probably slated for the welterweight title. So it was probably Bilal fighting there, maybe against Shavkat. Who knows?
Yeah, Ross. Just before we wrap things up, next week, looking at it now. Obviously, Tiarnan Loughran's going to be competing on the Sunday. On the Saturday, it's going to be a Kuma FC. Huge night for Irish MMA. And then Danny McCormick will be fighting on the Friday night for the road to the UFC. And also PFL beyond James Gallagher will be competing on that as well. Ross, for the people tuning in, we had some technical issues. So hopefully everything is okay now. But is there anything else you want to say?
No, I think there's a high chance we might be going to Akuma. I think we're going to try and get one or two face-offs in for it as well, Basmo. Looking forward to that show. There's some great title fights on it, especially Damien McGuigan versus Keema Carton. And also Fufu Fares is fighting Owen Mass Oliver, who Tiarnan actually spoke about on the show. So definitely watch out for Akuma. If you get a chance to go to it, definitely do. Jim Baker Stadium. It's going to be a great night of fights.
Yeah. Yeah, also I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I want to thank everyone for the birthday messages. Even the people tuning in now that couldn't give a shite. Thank you. As we always say, stay energized. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. And as always, stay energized.
Go on, Basmo.
Energized Show, up the Irish. Been sussing you guys a couple of times. I've seen a couple of clips. I think you've done some interviews with Dylan Moran and that I saw. So keep going, keep up the good work, guys.